Tricky mate. Hello? What the hell is that? Oh my god. I'm just made it. Oh my goodness. This is really unbelievable.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Take It to the Max show with Grandmaster Max Dlugy. That's me. We'll be playing the 5-minute pool tonight, and it's starting already. Playing Alexander Fishbein, and we're gonna play this. I think he's gonna try this. I think he's been trying on me knight h5. He likes this knight h5. I like it too, but I like it for white. So let's see what happens. It doesn't make sense that knight h5 should be a good move for. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to play c4. Let's see. Is h6 such a helpful move? And I guess if black plays queen's game a decline, maybe it is, but I can play other openings. Black has to choose. It's interesting. Which opening should black play with the next move h6? Interesting puzzle. Sure, Michael Bassman will be very happy. Okay, knight f3 because I never played bishop g5 in the Queen's Indian, so that doesn't make sense. And I don't need to play bishop g5. I can play bishop f4 lines against the Queen's game decline, so that also seems fine. Okay. All right, h6. Okay, can be. Very logical. Play for both sides. And of course, this line is well known. d5 takes. Knight d5. Let's play rook c1. I'm not playing with. Okay, d5 takes. Okay, black wants to play e5. And I want to play something to dissuade him. Or I can play like Karpov used to play. Just holding everything together. Maybe that's a better way to play. Just holding the squares, so to speak. I don't know, maybe the queen can get to b5 at some point, maybe not. I really want to play c5, that's my idea. Is knight d4 a threat? Let's trade those queens then. I'm ready. So I think I can get on c5. Maybe not. Oops, knight takes d7. Kind of missed that. Knight d4 anyway. Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna trade that bishop. That is not a very good bishop for me. I'm gonna try to trade it off. No. That knight is strong. That knight has got to go. Yeah. Well, it's not my turn to do something, because I can't just wait for black to take my pawns off, right? Okay, this is a knee pawn that may be handy. Come in handy. Rook c5, knight d3, rook c2, or knight e4, b6. Definitely this one. Definitely this one. If I have to choose, and I had to choose. Okay, now rook c2. Now I want to take on e4. Okay, rook d2 does pin. But is that a good move? Probably. Probably a good move. Be serious pin. That I can take. Okay, now knight g5, right? Or knight c5 maybe. Knight g5 looks good. That knight is going places. That knight is definitely going places. Okay. Let's improve my king a little bit. I am threatening knight e1 at times, right? Knight e1. Okay, well, this is going to be knight and pawn ending. We should be winning, right? Yes, this is extra pawns for me. Very extra, mini extra pawns, which is really nice. Could have played something else. Okay. Ah, damn. This is really bad. Been misplaying this, but not badly enough. Okay. This ending should be winning. King and pawn ending is winning. Tough game, very tough game, and I don't know what. It looked like I was wrong then. I mean, but this is just the idea that black gets an extra move in a very well-known Bogo-Indian variation is quite amazing. I mean, here I think generally speaking, black should be close to equality all along, but perhaps I should at some point consider c5 to break out some of these issues, but I was never sure how much compensation. I think, I don't know, maybe not I mean, some compensation, but it's always very playable for black as well. So well, anyway, tough game, Alex, as always. And now International Master Fantozzi is upon us, and we're in our Queen's Gambit accepted phase. Let's get that b5 move in before things hatch. I just want to try to take on d4 here before bad things happen. Okay, let's develop. Now I can't actually cancel. That would be losing to bishop takes knight and queen e4. So I managed to avoid that blunder. Now our knights part ways. Alright, this is always interesting. Should I play b4 or should I just play knight d5? This is a well-known position. Okay, I'm going to play b4. Okay, now maybe e5. Let's try this move a5. Kind of threatening bishop a6, kind of stopping rook d3, and also improving if white wants to go knight c5 with bishop d5 without hanging the a-pawn. Well, lots of purposes to that move. Don't know if that's actually a good move yet, but multi-purpose move as I like them. As I like to see them. Now rook d3. Maybe I can take on e5 and play bishop c4. Although there's a draw with rook h3 then. Okay, now what? Now take, right? Taking's got to be right. Okay, now my queen gets to g5. Things look really nice. In the sense that I think I equalized here. Certainly. On bishop e4, probably simply rook fc8. This is nice. Knight f4 coming. Maybe even now. Should I play knight f4 or a nice looking move like rook c4 to double? Probably that. Just to double my pawns, my rooks, rather. And also that's kind of stopping f4 at times, right? Yes, let's get, wait a second. Okay. Okay. That's a lift with an idea, h5. I think white's a bit of danger here. Let's continue pressing. Yeah. Okay. Let's lose that battle, but not the war. That battle can be lost, I think. White has more problems to go. Wow. Okay. That is difficult to hold, I have to say. Lots of weaknesses. Bad king, d file. Okay, with threat is queen h5 mate if I take. Okay, I gotcha. Maybe I should just play rook d8 for now, or g6 for that matter. Yeah. Okay. Now my turn to get a bit active. Queen f4. I don't think this is savable, but anything can happen in blitz. Really, White didn't get the attack he desired, so I think he's right to pretty much give up here. What was happening? Of course, this is important to play this b5 move before White takes on c5 himself. But this position is absolutely okay, I think, for Black. And now b4. I'm not sure about that move, but I just wanted to clarify things around. And now play d5. Now that seemed like a good move. I still feels like it's a good move. White can, I guess, play just simply rook e1, but he decided to go for it. And now rook e1, and I took, which is logical. If White took with the queen, I think I was going to just exchange knights as well. And that can't be bad for me at all. Although not necessarily bad for Black either, so it's for White either. But this is problematic for White, I thought. Bishop b4, rook c8, and he takes. And I think maybe he should have kept his knight, try to make something with like this or something. Still, I probably can take and put my knight on d7, d5. Or even trade queens. I think Black is fine here, but okay, it's a position that has to be played already a bit carefully by White. And here I think already White is in trouble. This position is hard to hold. Yeah, I mean this was very entertaining. I could have sacked on f4, but I decided that it's just not worth it. And I think this position is very difficult to hold. Pretty much lost, I would say. Yeah. So anyway, that was it. And now we have Love Life. Love Life. Playing the Slav against the London. Good going. This is why I play the London, by the way. This position is nice. Is nice for White. Now, maybe just knight f3. I'm not even going to bother moving, actually. I like the dark squares. I like this whole 9 yards here. Just a very nice blend of positional pressure, I would say. With black's bishop on c6, c8 being buried completely. Very hard to come out of it and break apart. Break these pawns on f4 and d4 apart. Okay, black's trying to put the bishop on to work on d8. That's very reasonable, but it's not so easy. Okay, what should I do here? If I play knight a4, just stopping c5 for now, or rather discouraging c5, right? How does black set up from now on? Just slowly trying to suffocate black. Let's see. If I double on the c file, there will be already some threat to that c pawn, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I undoubled my pawns, but okay, let's kick that queen away. That queen is very dangerous on g5, just like my queen was in the last game. Okay. Interesting. What should I do? Bishop. Let's improve my bishop to the diagonal that black may think he's going to get, because if I put my bishop on e4, I think all those illusions of grandeur for that bishop on b7 will be gone. There we go. Okay. Now next trip is knight to c4 perhaps. I'm kind of stopping a5 because the bishop takes d5 followed by knight takes b6. So while that is happening, I'm thinking about transferring my knight from a4 to c4. To do that, my queen has to be improved somewhere else. So let's first attack the h pawn, then move it somewhere where it still defends, and now we finally move our knight. Okay, black comes to meet us. Now we go for the queen e4 idea. Here it is. Okay, h5. Ooh. Actually missed that move completely. Alright, now we're going to have to play a little bit trickier. Oh boy. That was not smart, actually. That was pretty dumb. Alright, let's grab this guy. Yay. Well, I need the queen on. I need the bishop on e4 now. I need the bishop on e4 to control that. Not making it easy for me, are you? Okay. Huh. My God, alright. What's going on here? Am I getting killed? Very complicated stuff. My opponent's playing so well, but I want to be a 2100 myself. Okay, he wins this pawn. And he's hitting e5. Jesus. All right. All right. Trading is okay. I can survive trading. Maybe. This guy for real? This is a tough position. My opponent's just playing perfect moves or something. I don't know what's going on here. When's he going to make a mistake? Finally, he makes. Well, that's not a mistake. Is that a mistake finally? Come on. Come on. Go wrong. Ah! This guy's insanely good. What is going on here? I'm gonna try to beat him anyway. Just on time, because this is not. Alright. Okay, at least I evened it out. Almost. Here it is. Ah! Alright. Alright, there we go. Okay, well, that was some amazing. I'm not even gonna. This guy was just too good for his. Too sexy for his shirt. Too good to be true. And here's my favorite player, Goldmund. The guy loves to win with rook against rook and bishop. Does not accept draws when he's got a rook against rook and bishop. Tries to flag. Very dangerous opponent always. I believe since that happened, I should won every game against him. Because I kind of got excited about that situation. That's a good question. BC or DC? Probably BC, but yeah. Let's take it easy for now. Now, knight c8 Knight e8 c7 is a plan, but I think I'm going to close it off for now. Just take some space, then improve my knight. Yeah, but where do I? Okay, I'm going to improve it to in the way that I mentioned. Knight c7, knight e6. Although knight h5 f5 was also a big plan. Okay, now when white played e3, f4 is a realistic way to try to open up the position. I don't know, I don't like what white has done, but we'll see. Could be cool. I think he's already aiming for that rook against rook and bishop endgame towards the end. There he goes. Well, in that case, we're going to open them up on this side. Give him that pawn. If he wants to take on d5, he can enjoy it. Certainly. Okay, I was going to play d4. And that looks still pretty hot. Interesting. EF. And I'm a bit stuck. Alright, let's go ballistic then. Let's go ballistic. Let's see what happens here. Let's get this one. And probably f4, right? Yeah, I think f4's got to be right. Opening up some pieces. Now, should I play e2 first? No, just go there. Looks pretty exciting. All right, now probably just queen h4, but what else? My variation goes rook f4, queen f4, rook f1, e2, rook f4, e1 mate. That's a nice variation, but let's see if white falls for it. I don't think so. Otherwise, I'm going to develop some pieces. e2, queen takes f4, and bishop f5. Okay, well, something's happening along the lines I mentioned. Let's see how far white will go. Rook f1, e2 check. Queen takes pawn is not legal, which is cool. Yeah, after bishop f5, white's king will be in a bit of danger. Plus, I actually want to play queen e5. Not come to think of it, that's a nice idea I have that I didn't even notice. I actually have a real threat, like a human being threat. Let me get that done. Actually, let me get that done. That's a human move. I was on that special land where I just trying to mate, but now I can see I can come back and just play a human move with pretty much a winning position. Extra e pawn, weak d pawn, and domination. pretty good. Okay, queen d4 or cd4. Well, this has got to be a good move. Oh, look at that. He's just solidifying. I could solidify too with c5. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Queen d5 takes. I don't want to give him any exchanges. So let me just exchange a couple of pieces while I'm doing this. Oh, he's doing it himself. That's interesting. Okay, let's do that. I don't want to take on e4. I don't want to give him access to my pawns. Okay. Very nice. Now, let's grab that one, right? It's a good one to grab. Going forward, it may come in useful. Okay. Well, should I go bishop g4 and just queen? And just queen the h pawn, maybe, yeah? One day. Let's try the queen the h pawn. Oh, missed that completely. Oh, missed that completely. Not really. Alright, that's actually interesting. Now, how do I win this? And take that baby. And check on that baby. And go e2, threatening e1. And go e1, and go rook g1. And I don't think we get a rook and bishop against rook. That's the key. That's the key these days. Not to get a rook and bishop against rook. So what happened here? Let's take a quick look. Yeah, this move I'm a bit surprised about, actually. I don't think that makes sense. I took with the b pawn to get it more dynamic, and then just solidified my center so I can eventually decide which way to attack. I think that was very solid of me. And when black castled, I said, okay, well then I'm attacking the queen side. So here's my d5. And knight e6, I was absolutely fine if white decided to take on c5. I was going to play something like takes on bishop e6. Maybe takes on bishop a6, come to think of it, looks good. To attack the a pawn. And so forth. Okay, another fighting game against Alex. Now, this has got to be... I'm going to try something else. E4 this. Okay, we already had a game like that, I think. I think he played c5 somewhere early. Okay, well, let's just say... I'm going to delay moving my knight to f3 so there's no g5. That's my idea, but let's see. Now he wants to play c5, right? I really need to develop at some point. c5, huh? What if I play bishop e2, bishop... Oh, I can't play that. Alright, let's just trade these bishops. Okay, I think black is okay. Yeah, I had to give up the bishop somehow. Okay, a little bit of an issue here, maybe. Something to think about. Okay, let's grab that baby. Let's move our knights out. Take the d5 square, perhaps, or the d6 square, perhaps. One of them. Okay. Just got to trade. Nothing else. I don't know anything else to do here. Just gonna trade. Try this. Maybe I can take on b7 without too much spillage. Too much spillage here. Black's bishop is still not so good on g7, so yes, he can win the knight, I mean the pawn, with bishop c4, bishop e2, and knight c3, but still a bad bishop, really, right? So I should have an advantage there of some sorts. If he doesn't go to win back the pawn, then maybe I can have some other kind of advantage. Who knows? I think that was a bit tricky of me to do this queen d6 maneuver, but something that Alex I don't think had to allow, but anyway, here we are. Okay, he's trying to get more exciting here. Let's see how it changes things, except maybe he can take on f1 and a2. Okay. That is somewhat different, except the bishop is still going to be a bit weak. Still a bit weak on that bishop. Yes. Rook f1, bishop a2, rook a1, bishop c4, takes, rook a5. No. I guess I should take with the king then. Get my king into the game. It is an endgame after all. As long as black doesn't get his dark squared bishop into the game, I should be okay. By that I mean, still playing for an advantage of some sorts. Yeah. Knight a5 is coming, knight d6 is coming. Let's see. Knight a5 probably more. Aha, he wants to play. But I have an in-between move too. That's kind of nasty. Which is knight takes c6. Do I? No, I don't need it. That's what it is. I don't actually need an in-between move. I just play king d3. And no in-between move is needed. Beginning to like my position more and more. Now knight c6. Looks very strong. Maybe I'm wrong that it's strong, but I think it's right. Knight c3, king d3, rook b6, king c3, rook c6, b5, and king c4. That looks crushing. On rook b6, I can play knight d7 and knight d5, and I just protect everything. And of course, on rook c8, there's just goodbye. Yeah, this is crushing. King c3 and b5 is crushing, but what else can I do? Knight d7, king f7, knight d6, knight c8 rather, Is it more crushing to play knight c8? No. This has got to be crushing by a mile. By a mile. Look at this. Look at my bishop and black's bishop. And the pawn structure. Ay, 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 ay. Very, very crushing, I'm sorry to say, for Alex. Somehow it didn't work out, but it wasn't the opening, I have to admit. Definitely was not the opening. This is really resignable, I'm sorry. Sorry, Alex. What? There's something to this? What is it exactly? Oh, just a quick play. Just a quick play is what it is. Okay, well, let me also do some quick play here. Okay, quick play B. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I'm ahead. Oh my god, I screwed up. Oh no, I am not. This is so funny. Come on. Alright. Alright. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah, what happened there was very interesting, kind of like a positional situation happened. Okay, so this has to be done somewhere else. This is a very interesting discussion Alex and I are having, that whether or not black has equality. I think here he definitely does have equality, and especially once I gave up the bishop. And now there's no reason to play c6. That actually allows me to kind of come back, although that also is no reason to be afraid of this position. Maybe knight d3 to put the knight on a really nice square. I don't know. And anyway, black played bishop e6, and now it's actually becoming interesting, because here I was thinking that if bishop c4, rook e1, bishop e2, rook e2, knight c3, rook e3, I have to defend the pawn, and then after knight b5, knight a5, knight d4, the bishop is still quite weak. So if I play just very kind of a long-term disposition, the c pawn may become somewhat of an advantage for me. And so Alex thought to throw in f5 and this exchange here. And here we got to this position. Here maybe this pawn is the weakness that he should be going for. Bishop d3, so knight d6, there's rook d8. And I think this would be something of a actual issue. Instead, he played rook d8, and now I think it looks like I'm better. Maybe bishop d3 still, but this is just over this position. Knight c6, and this is game over. Now I was actually thinking about knight e7, king f7, knight c8, rook b8, and so forth, but there was no need to do that, and I think I just did a good job crushing through the way that I did. Okay, here we go. Chess Lord from Canada, and my favorite, London. Again, we just played this with bishop d6, knight f3. Okay, no bishop d6 this time. Okay, I'm developing. It's a good Queen's Gambit decline to have, let's put it this way. Okay, this e5 moves a bit. Okay. Doesn't look that scary. It looks like black just weakened himself for free, actually. And now this is a moment of truth to figure out how to punish black. He wants to play queen d6 and eventually something about c5, but what is it? Should I play e4 and e5? e4, b4, knight a4, c5. Okay, maybe I should put a rook on d1 after all. Maybe I should put both rooks on the central positions first. Well, now, no. Now I don't need to. Now I can just start coming in with my knight. Center or no center? a4 or e4? This looks good enough. There we go. c6 is now hanging. Is c5 an issue? Maybe, yeah. Let's play knight c4 then. Yeah, my idea was I'm going to play bishop d6 here to kind of weaken the dark squares to make it difficult to break through with c5. Okay. Still no c5, right? Okay, no c5 yet. No c5 now. No c5 yet. No c5 ever. That's how it works. No c5 ever. And once that's done, black's position should be done as well. And I believe it is. Done. Well done. Alright, let's take the knight. I don't really need it. And let's go exchanging along like in a song. Yep. Okay, now what? a3, b3, b3, a3, g4, obviously. And I don't know. b3, I guess. Rook c5. Two plans, king to d2 and then rook b5, or rook b5, rook c8, rook b4, rook c1, rook c2 rather, rook b5, rook takes, and then swap the a for the b pawns. I think it's safer to go with, okay, f1, f8, e2, e7, d2, g6, b2. Yeah, that just wins. Okay, now I can go rook b5. And yeah, good counterplay, I agree. Some counterplay anyway. But is it enough? Okay, now these pawns are not going anywhere. I thought h5, but okay, three connected passed pawns are difficult to deal with, generally speaking. Okay, I don't really need the h pawn, but here I could take it. Yeah, there's no real threat. Maybe I should just play f5. Let's play f5. Okay. And now let's see what black has in mind. Let's take that. Let's take those two. Well, okay, I'll keep that one for now. Okay, let's go check. Okay, let's exchange these queens, or rooks rather. Okay, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I think that we're gonna just look at this game and try to figure out what black did wrong. So, okay, first of all, this position is a little bit better for white. Why? Because black has played c6 and is in a very kind of a passive stance. But this a5 move I really don't like. I mean, I think it's just a weakening move, generally speaking. Maybe it's going to be very difficult for black to break out on the queen side because these pawns will be weak now. So we are continuing this, and now black is really trying to do something that I couldn't quite understand exactly what, but now my knight here, black really can't break out because now the pawn can't really move. And now I stopped it simply by attacking the queen. It's interesting, the queen doesn't really have any good squares. There's here now we just trade the bishops, making this c5 square even weaker, right? Takes, again no c5, the bishop's hanging. Rook d8 I just took, pinned the pawn, and then just solidified my positional advantage by simply blocking. This knight is too busy blocking the bishop to hit my rook to unblock it. Therefore, really, black has no way to defend the pawn. And he didn't even try, and now we just exchanged. Okay, now in the next stage, sometimes you want to kind of figure out what to do. Okay, here of course I could just play rook b6, and on rook c8 play something like g4. For example, rook b6, rook c8, g4, rook c1, king g2, rook a1, rook b4, rook a4, and this is quite a winning position. I can just play on the king side, and eventually these pawns will be exchanged, and then this pawn will also go. That was a simple plan, but I wanted it even simpler. I didn't think there was a reason for me to hurry, so I clarified this, and now I forced him to defend, and of course I could now again go rook b5, rook c8, rook b4, rook c2, and probably I thought I was just in time for rook b5, rook a2, rook d5, but I see that maybe I was not. Rook d2, rook a5, a2, king g2, king f8, and now we have to calculate these lines, which I thought still should be winning because I have all these passed pawn everywhere, but why? So the solution came simply: just move the king to stop the rook invading and take the pawns at your leisure, which is what I started doing. Now the question became about this king. The king's starting to get annoying, right? So I could have said, okay, h4, maybe not a bad move by the way, h4, but I said, okay, let's do this, and then when he goes king g5, I'll just stop him with f3. But then he found another route. He goes for my h pawn, so I start handling his pawns, and now I thought h5, but then of course takes, and I can just go after the pawn, one pawn, and of course the second pawn. Now he can always get this, and then we get into this a little bit complicated ending, which probably I would say is completely winning, but rook f7, and then I can just hide and then put my rook on a7 and queen my pawns basically. But I still thought, even though this is winning, this is what black should have tried, right? Instead, he allowed me to simply block all these pawns, and now there's no counterplay. So now I just went for the. Oh, my eyes were going all over the place. So f5, I just thought would be very simple to finish off. And now, of course, with the rook tied up to the king, to the pawn on g7, there's no chance for me to. And I just tried this check, not because, I mean, of course there was king e4, and I could have played rook back to h7 or just put my rook behind the pawn and basically queen it, right? I mean, this is not so difficult. But I chose to do it another way, and so forth. Well, by the way, Mr. Love Life, who played probably the toughest game today against me, says that he played against me earlier, and he was hoping I was filming live. And that's true. I was filming live, so I hope you have fun watching our game. I was really impressed by your play. He says he's beaten many IMs in classical and drew a GM, so I guess I played a pretty strong player there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this show, and this was Grandmaster Max Dlugy with Take It to the Max. See you next week, and wish you the best of luck in chess and life. Take care.